Welcome to The Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins, and guys, the time is upon us. It's time to wrap up our Homeworld features. A little bittersweet, but it's only because we're about to be able to play the game itself. It's so close. So, to finish up, let's take a look at how modders saved Homeworld and what we can expect for the future of the franchise.
When we first started, we got a lot of people email us and say, hey, this is awesome, what are you doing? One of the big mods, Complex, one of the guys who runs that, Agostino Bocci, a guy in Italy, he got in contact with us and he knew his stuff. And we were struggling trying to figure out some of these things. We're like, how would you do this? And he'd be like, oh, it's easy, you do this. And we're like, oh my God, that's a lot easier than we thought. And so it's like, you know what, you actually know what you're doing and you know a lot better than we do. Like, do you want to help us? Do you want to work with us?
I was visiting Italy last winter, and I was put in touch with him by our producer, and I went to visit him, and we spent basically about a week working together. He's a very hard worker. He works really, really hard, and I do too. So we were extremely productive. We put in some very key features for the mod community. We'll be happy to know they can do ship custom code very easily now, thanks to Beggins' requests and my efforts.
You know, that process was really cool because, you know, first we consult with them, and then it's like, wow, they're actually really talented people. Like, we should actually work with them. And so that's kind of how that worked. And he brought some people, and it's kind of like a trail of ants.
He is kind of a wizard with tuning Homeworld because a lot of the skill sets required to do things in Homeworld, like tune ships, tune asteroids, tune flight maneuvers, a lot of that skill set has been lost because the original team members of Homeworld are gone. We didn't document it well. So myself and the Gearbox team, we're looking at the engine, and very often it's an archaeological process to figure out how to do something. And you know, often we can find it, but often we can't. However, Beggins, who did the Complex engine, the Complex game, it's been really, really helpful for him to help us do the types of tuning and configuration we want to do. But in addition to that, he's brought some features to the game, some new features, new gameplay types, and I think those are basically features from Complex he's brought into Homeworld. We're making our engine much more moddable, and we will continue to make it much more moddable. So we're going to release our tools. We're going to make them much more robust than they were or they are even now. We're going to document all our APIs. We've added a lot of new APIs for the mod community.
It's not just listening to the community, it's also involving the community to understand what we should be doing when the mods come out. And so we're excited to see what people do, because we always joke, because when we do these awesome features like with the renderer, it's like we're doing specifically what was in the campaigns, and making sure that those look really good. You can do so much more. Like, modders will be able to do crazy stuff that we really dream of seeing.
We definitely want to support those guys because they're the guys that have kept this game alive for quite a number of years now. So so we're looking at the workshop support and some other things that we're trying to get in there to give the mod community a more official Steam way to present their mods instead of kind of the Wild West that it is now, where it's just everybody's different website and stuff, things like that. The basics of mods should still work. There's just some things they'll have to tweak to work in Homeworld Remastered, like shaders have changed and some model format stuff has changed. So anybody who's created custom ships might have to do a little bit of tweaking. And certainly shaders, anybody who's made custom shaders will have a bit of work to do, but we'll do everything we can to support those guys and to enable them to convert into the remastered world.
But I think the really beautiful part of this engine is that now it's a Steam game. A Steam game allows us to hotfix things really easily. It allows us to release additional content. It allows us to implement the Steam Workshop. And so I think that the biggest feature for me, in terms of as someone who wants to see additional content in the engine, is that being on Steam, we have a lot of future flexibility.
PC is great. PC allows you to do lots of things you just cannot do on consoles, or you can't do cheaply on consoles. And so, for modders, getting workshop support so they can actually distribute stuff more easily, and then they can actually collaborate and comment on that stuff. I think that's going to be a huge win for the community, because previously you'd have to go on these websites to find these packages, and you have to run some command line arguments, and it's just a hassle to get some of those old mods working. Now, if you're dedicated, you can do it, but you're only, for modders, only getting to the people who are hardcore.
I think one of the things that people will find kind of interesting is that we've been working on Homeworld Shipbreakers up at Blackbird Interactive.
Blackbird was founded by a lot of the guys that founded Relic, a lot of the same team members of the original Homeworld game created Blackbird to make the Shipbreakers game, including Rob Cunningham and Aaron Cambeets, and they're really awesome, talented guys. And they, told the world, hey, we want to make this game, and they were looking for some crowdfunding, and that's when we first noticed it. That was before we acquired Homeworld. After we acquired Homeworld, got a note from those guys, and I think they even did something publicly. It was like, hey, congrats, man. And we said, we don't even know what we're doing, so we should talk, right? Because you guys probably can know better than we would, And that's led to Rob and his team helping with the remastering, but also Gearbox investing in Blackbird. We're publishing their game, basically financing their game Shipbreakers. And because we acquired the brand, the game wanted to be a Homeworld game, but they didn't have the rights, so now it can be.
When you see those initial sort of cinematics and you see the ship, going to the Kartoba out there in the sand and in the desert, or coming up over the sand dune into, that is, basically what that game is all about, is that discovery of the Kartoba. So that's, and learning where the Guidestone is, that even just leads up to everything happening in Homeworld and Homeworld 2.
It's cool. It's like the prequel to Homeworld. It kind of goes through the story of how the mothership even happened, and how these folks discovered that they were actually from a completely different planet far away, and that spawned their journey to their homeworld.
Well, guys, that's that. The game comes out tomorrow, February 25th for PC. Are you going to pick it up? Are you looking forward to Shipbreakers? Let us know in the comments. You get the best in video games right here, so make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel, and we'll keep you in the know.